Yeah.
It's George.
It's Elaine.
Come on up.
Hey, Vinny, listen.
I never heard anything like this in my life. Listen to this.
This is exciting! This is exciting! Huh? Did I miss anything already?
Kramer, get in.
Where's the crazy man?
Hey, sit down. Come on, it's about to start.
It's Thursday, it's 11 o'clock, it's time to party with your excellent hosts, Matt and Vinny. Party on, Matt, and party on, Vinny. Well, that was a nice intro, wasn't it, Matt?
Vinny, we have to establish, though, that we're a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld.
That's true, this is a Seinfeld podcast, not a Wayne's World podcast.
Yeah, we're in a Wayne's World mood today. What's that all about?
I don't know, it just came to me.
We're actually talking about what bond us together as friends. We have 3 movies, I'd say, that we bonded over when we first met. Third place is probably Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, which is fitting since it's back out 20 years later, the sequel.
Wayne's World would probably be second.
Absolutely.
And number 1, the movie that I think, just became friends over, if that's possible, is Clue. And I don't know if anyone's ever seen that movie before, but...
Highly recommended.
Yeah, it's such a random movie. And I wonder if there's a connection to Seinfeld in there.
I was going to ask the same question. Is there a connection?
I don't think so. None of the cast members showed up in a Seinfeld episode.
No.
To my understanding.
It'd have to be Michael McKean somehow with the...
with Curb?
Well, he's in Curb, you're right. But I was thinking the whole Best in Show crew, but that'd be like a 6th Degree kind of thing. So that wouldn't work. We'll have to do some Googling, some research.
It's a tough one. I wish we could tie that into Seinfeld somehow because... I guess we would say Seinfeld is our number 1 TV show, like the thing we bond over the most. But I think what might even go higher than Seinfeld is the movie Clue for some odd reason.
Yeah, when that came up in conversation, I said to myself, this is my kind of guy. Yeah,
maybe
from then on.
Maybe because it was so random, I guess. And
we've been close ever since.
But anyways, Vinny, what episode are we going to be discussing today?
We're discussing the 5th episode from Season 3, The Pen, written by Larry David, directed by Tom Sharonis, and airing October 2nd, 1991.
We, of course, are following the original production order of Seinfeld episodes, not the air date order. And this episode originally aired 3rd.
Correct.
For this season, not 5th. So you'll notice the air date, we're kind of going back in time from last week's episode, The Library. But for everyone listening, if this is your first time, just check out our show notes. We'll have our episode order there. And if you want to, keep up with us, you can just buy Seinfeld on DVD. Holidays coming up. Sure, you could.
There's some great deals. I think somebody got it for $69 on Amazon or something.
The box set?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy.
So, no excuses, people.
Considering, what did we pay for each individual volume when they came out?
Oh, my goodness. Had to be $40, $50, right?
Yeah, I would say probably 40. That adds up, though. That's a big chunk of change.
Totally worth it. And there will come a day when the air date order and the production order sync up, so we no longer have to go through this spiel each week.
Yeah, hopefully. Probably with the later seasons, 7, 8, and 9. But for now, we're still reshuffling things. We have a little bit of setup for this episode. This is an I don't want to say an unprecedented episode, but it's definitely something that they never did again. This idea of having just 2 characters, 2 of the 4 in one episode.
I got to tell you, though, there's something about it that I like. As much as I miss Michael and Jason, that's real life. Is sometimes not your whole group of friends is there. So I like that.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's a great episode. Part of me kind of wishes they did this more often, but at the same time, in retrospect, the fact that they don't, it kind of irritates me because I want Michael and Jason to be on the same level. I hate the idea that if you see an episode count for all the characters,
yeah, I remember that.
Jason will have 1 less, Michael will have 2 less than everyone else.
But Julia, because she missed the pilot, she's 1 less as well.
But she's actually more than that because, no, that's not true. Because, let's see. No, the trip from the premiere of season 4, she was pregnant at the time.
But that's her own doing. That wasn't her being written out.
Written out of the show. That's true.
Living her life.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I get what you're coming from.
Oh, totally. Let's see. I have some little bit of trivia here to talk about before we get started.
Trivia?
There we go. The whole idea for this pen idea, the pen that Jack gives to Jerry, and there's just this whole mess as a result of it. this happened in real life between Larry David and George Shapiro, who was one of the executive producers. He was also Larry's manager, right?
I thought he was Jerry's manager.
Jerry's manager, I'm sorry. I think last time we spoke about him was during season 1 at some point. But there was some sort of writing meeting that, George was present for.
In the second season.
Second season, right. Larry notices George's pen he's using and
George
admires
is going
it.
on and on about it, how it writes upside down on this. It's from the space shuttle.
And so what happens? George gives Larry the pen. It's pretty much the exact same scene from the episode.
And Larry feels so guilty taking this pen from George, so he ends up putting it into a show.
Right. Now I have to ask you: do you own an astronaut pen?
I do not. Watching this episode made me want to hop on Amazon and pick one up, but I said, I don't need a pen. I'm not going to carry it around, but I still want it.
Yeah.
So I don't have one.
Maybe like at 2 a.m. when you're feeling just kind of, I need to fill some like void in my life. I'll just buy a bunch of crap on Amazon.
It's coming. You have one though, right?
I do have one. Yeah. It was a gift to me from one of my sisters. It has a little she worked in D.C. at the time, and it has a little House of Representatives logo on it, which is, I didn't like at first. It just seemed kind of weird, but it's actually a really neat pen. And
that's not the one Jerry has.
It's not. The one Jerry has actually is pretty, it's smaller. This one's maybe, I don't know, the length of a normal size pen, but it is, sure enough, an astronaut, like heavy metal pen. Anyways, it does write upside down, which is pretty cool. And also, I don't know if you noticed this, Vinny, on the some of the behind-the-scenes footage on the DVDs that we watch before we record an episode, Jerry Seinfeld, to this day, still carries that pen around with him.
Love that fact. That is beautiful.
The pen that Larry was given, or was it the pen that Jack gave him?
I would think Jerry has his own pen. I don't think Larry gave that pen to Jerry.
Jerry.
I don't know, but if I ever met Jerry, I'd be like, let me see your pockets. Empty your pockets. I want to see if that pen's in there.
Now, you have this pen idea, which I'm sure was added to Larry David's story ideas, his notebooks that he carries around. But the idea of actually going down to Florida was inspired by both Jerry and Larry. They had at least one parent living in, what do you call this? Like a Florida, is it a condo?
Retirement community.
Okay, retirement
All
community.
seniors living in the same place with all the things around for them to do.
Mm-hmm. And they were encountering just so many, I don't want to say like oddballs down there, but just these people that you see in this episode. And the encounters, I think, were just so bizarre and so funny and unique that they just had to write an episode about it.
Larry even said there's never a shortage of material from Florida. So there's a wealth of comedy down there.
Now I don't mean to pry into your personal life, Vinny,
Pry
but
away.
Your parents actually live in Florida for 6 months out of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
they just left?
Are they in a situation like this?
Absolutely, and that was something I wanted to talk about in one of the scenes here. They do tell me stories of their friends, and everybody's their own couple. They're their senior couple, and they all do separate checks when they go out to restaurants. So there's never any need to debate over 1945. But yeah, there's some characters down there, and I guess when you're that old, you don't give a shit. I don't know, but no, there's some characters down there.
Have you visited them?
Yes, I visited once, and everybody I met was really nice. But again, I hear the lowdown from my parents. Stay away from those two. Those are the good, but it's funny, and I hope to be part of that someday.
We've talked about that before. We're nowhere near retirement. But this is something you would like to do later in life, right, Vinny?
Yeah.
Go to Florida?
No, not necessarily Florida, but I just that whole notion of living in this retirement community, it makes me laugh. I've always wanted to do stuff akin to the Seinfeld world. I wanted to have a job that was related to Seinfeld.
Oh, my God.
That's the only reason I chose pharmacy. You think we'll make it to that age?
And I think the retirement community that Jerry's mom lived in at the time was called Delray Beach. Where do your parents live, if you don't mind me asking?
They live in the Villages, Florida.
Okay, that's not too bad. It's not as funny as like Del Boca or...
No. Well, each village has a name of either like a famous actress or actor. Like I think there's like there's a lot of golf courses, and there'll be like Bacall or Bogart, whatever.
Oh, got it.
So all these classic things, and then all the restaurants have a different theme. So one's a beach theme, even the movie theaters as well. One's like a country western theme. So it's cute.
It's fun, yeah. The retirement community, Delray Beach, where Jerry's mom lived, that visit, where she lived, actually inspired this subplot about the sofa bed. She had a very uncomfortable bed there, and Jerry would have to take the couch cushions off the sofa and lay them out on the floor and sleep there. So this episode, despite missing out on George and Kramer, really focusing in on this kind of like intimate story. Like it's primarily one set. It was fueled. It came from a lot of real life instances. You know what I mean? And that's, I think, also what sets this episode apart from a lot of other episodes. It really, hones in and takes a very small detail and just blows it up.
That's what Jerry and Larry were talking about in the commentary. The pen is this little tiny pen, tiny little thing. You wouldn't think you'd get all this meat from this one tiny object, but that becomes the basis for the entire episode.
Right. And I mean, it's going to get a little tough when we get to actually breaking down the scenes, because our clips will probably be a little longer than normal, because there's so much just back and forth, that ping pong between everyone. No one has like a very like long line or a bit of dialogue. It's just like a sentence or two on to the next person.
Yep. There's a ping pong, and there's a very nice rhythm to it, nice back and forth.
But before we get started, we've brought up Michael and Jason, not being in this episode a few times already, and we can maybe talk about more about our feelings on that, during our ratings. But I know for a fact Jason wasn't really happy that he was written out of this episode. Or is written out the right term? I guess so.
That's how he put it.
Mm-hmm. But before we get to him, do you know Michael's feelings on the matter?
So he wasn't interviewed for this particular episode regarding him being written out, but I do recall him not being happy with being written out of the Chinese restaurant. Do you remember that?
Yeah, but I don't remember. He said that he wasn't happy.
I recall. So yes, it's kind of fuzzy, but I don't think he was too happy about it.
Which makes sense though, because it's like, hey, Michael, like we're going to use all three of the main characters except for you. To be fair, at that time, he hadn't really been established as someone who leaves the building.
Right. So it was in the character to stay home.
Kind of makes sense. You can't help but feel like that was a personal.
I get it though. You're on a hit. Well, it's not a hit yet, but you're on this TV show with 4 principal characters, and we're not going to use one for the week. That would hurt.
Totally.
You want to feel part of the group. It's like the Beatles. Name drop. It's the Beatles doing a concert and telling George Harrison, we don't need you today. We're going to do a 3-piece thing.
Good point. I guess we can probably assume that Michael, especially since he took. Well, I think all of them took the rules very seriously. Michael just took it seriously in a different kind of way.
Yeah.
We do have some really good audio here of Jason's thoughts on the matter. Now, I'm sure a lot of our listeners know of Jason being upset that he wasn't in this episode, and there's a great series of interviews on the DVDs, if you own them or have access to them, where he shares his feelings. But there's another interview he's done recently. It's through the Archive of American Television. It's on YouTube with the username METV Legends. So everyone should check this out if you want to hear more about what Jason has to say about his career and Seinfeld. He is so articulate. Sorry, this is a terrible
that was
snort.
good. I like that.
But he just tells some really amazing stories about Seinfeld that I know we'll talk about in later episodes. In this interview, he seems to be a little bit more specific about what went down and how he felt. So I figured we could play some audio from this instead of the DVD version.
There were 2 times where I confronted Larry with a problem. And in retrospect, I'm not terribly proud of either one of them, but as I say, when Julia first came onto the show, I was a little threatened by that because I thought the 3-person show had become a 4-person show, and I really thought she and I were 2 sides of the same coin, and I wasn't sure if that was going to be interesting. And I had no fantasies about a television career. I was a theater guy. So this was a detour for me. I didn't know if it was going to have longevity, but as long as I was doing something that I was having a great time with, I was fine taking this detour. And now this chick is on my set. And sure enough, within 4 episodes, they wrote an episode that Michael and I were not in. It was Jerry and Elaine going to Florida. A very good episode, by the way. But there was no organic way for George and Kramer to be in that episode. And so Michael and I had a week off, and I came back in the following week, and we did the table read for the next episode. And then I went to Larry's office. I said, I got to talk to you. I said, I totally get it. I get it. It was a great episode. I said, if you don't need me to be here every week, I don't want to be here. So if you write me out again, do it permanently. And Larry went, what? What are you talking? Do you know what it is to find stories for 4 characters? And he's right. He's absolutely right. I mean, I can only imagine the hurdles you have to leap. But I was what I was. And I went, don't tell me your problems. I'm telling you, if you don't need me to be here, if I'm not vital to every episode of this show, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. And they never did it to me again. They did it to Michael again, but they never did it to me again. So that was my one confrontation. And then another one was...
Wait, can I ask, did you mean it? Were you bluffing, or did you
I
really
was not
mean
bluffing.
it?
The show was not an issue. The show, nobody was watching the show. This was not going to be a thing. I could go back to New York and do what I wanted to do. I still had my apartment in New York. My wife is... we've turned our life upside down to come be in Los Angeles because I'm going to be the number 2 guy on this show, and now they're writing me out of episodes. They paid me, and they said, we gave you a week off. You got paid to do nothing. I went, I'm not interested in that. I was a little bit of a jerk.
So what do you think? Was he a jerk for saying that?
Well, first of all, it was fascinating insight into the picture. But I see both sides to it. I do see his point of, especially because he says he was a theater guy. So it seems like he didn't have as much invested in it at that time as I'm sure he did later on when the show was a hit.
Right.
So, but my response to that is, well, why the hell did you take the job then if you weren't fully invested in it? But I'm just saying he probably was.
Sure.
So I get his point of feeling, not betrayed, but he was written out of an episode when he is one of the 4 principals. So I could see why he'd be upset with that. But for the sake of the story and the art, the actual episode, yeah, there was no organic way to write him in. And I was actually thinking while he was saying that, there's episodes of like Big Bang Theory right now where if not all 6 characters in the room, they'll Skype with a character or they'll do something to have that character in. And it seems kind of forced.
That's really interesting.
So I actually, and that's what I said earlier, is I like that it's realistic and that not your core group of friends are not always going to be there, the entire group. There's going to be bits and pieces here and there. Maybe Larry could have wrote in a phone call or something, but again
force.
Yeah, forced. So I get that, but I also get Larry's point about how hard it is to write an episode for 4 people, and they talk about that when they write the pilot, how hard it is to write dialogue for a girl.
Right.
So I see both sides, but I'm glad it worked out the way it did.
Yeah, it's I might be contradicting myself throughout this entire recording, which is probably typical, but
Too late.
But I'm glad that we have an episode like this, like that gets to spotlight Morty and Helen so much, because I know if George and Kramer were somehow a part of the story, like if George decided to tag along and Kramer, I don't know, for whatever reason is there, you would lose a lot of this just fantastic character development and the spotlight on Helen and Morty, who I don't know if they really are in a lot of people's like top favorite characters, but there's something as a team that works so well with the 2 of them. I love it so much. I feel like we'd really miss out on something special if George and Kramer somehow got shoehorned into this episode and we had to lose out on Helen and Morty, because to me they're the highlights of this episode.
Yeah, from the get-go, the opening line of their scene, Helen's looking out the window. We're going to get to this in a second, but she looks out. She's making comments about, why aren't they here? Call the airport. Morty doesn't even acknowledge her. He's too busy worrying about the Scotch tape, and that sets a precedent for, this is an old married couple. They've been together for years, and they're just like, what? It's constantly bickering, and it's wonderful, and that's how everybody's parents are for the most part.
That's true.
But I was thinking, it's a shame we didn't get to see Kramer and George down there. We do get to see Kramer in, what is it, season 7 or 8, when Kramer runs for condo president.
Season 9, The Wizard.
Excuse me, thank you. So we actually do get to see Kramer interact with this world, which is great, and that ends up being a great little episode. We never do get to see George interact with all these old people.
Yeah, that's funny. George never makes it down to Florida.
His parents do.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
To see George, I got the 2 nut jobs again. To see George with a bunch of them would have been kind of nice to see him get irritated with all these old people.
Yeah, for sure. So to, I guess, put a pin in this little, the Jason clip we played, I like that he can acknowledge, though, that he was being a bit of a jerk, like a little overdramatic. But at the same time, I do respect him as a working actor, looking out for himself.
Yeah.
And kind of, drawing that line in the sand to say, hey, I've got my wife and possibly kids at this time, back in New York. I'm in LA. Like, I'm sacrificing a lot to be here. I respect that because I feel like a lot of people, whether it's in the arts or anywhere for that matter, they don't really stand up for themselves when they feel like they're being taken advantage of. Mm-hmm. It might have helped, though, that he cared more about theater than he did about TV. So, maybe if he wanted to be a TV actor, he never would have said anything because he didn't want to lose this job.
Well, he even got paid for the week and had a week off, yet he cared more about the craft and his contribution to the show. So that's somebody you want to have on your cast, I would think, rather than somebody who's just like, hey, week off, all right.
Since starting this podcast, George, just for the record, is like my favorite sitcom character of like any TV show ever. Like, I just love George so much. Okay. And I never really listened much to what Jason Alexander had to say about the character. Like, I never really followed interviews or behind the scenes stuff with him that much until we started this podcast. And I have to say, out of all the actors, like, Jason by far is my favorite. Like, I could listen to this guy speak forever. He's so articulate and just he's just got I feel like a very honest way of speaking. That I'm not saying the other characters aren't as honest, but I just feel like he really lets people into how he was feeling, and you really get that with this interview through the archive of American television. It's 3.5 hours here. Like, these people, the interviewer really gets into his career and his life and upbringing.
I think Matt's gonna put the moves on Jason.
It's probably clocking in around half an hour at this point. One little bit of trivia. Liz Sheridan, who we brought up earlier, who played Helen, Seinfeld, and Glenn Padnick, who we've brought up on this show. He is a Castle Rock executive, probably best known as a viewer of Seinfeld as that, like, he has a signature laugh that always crops up almost every episode, I feel.
Yeah, you always hear him.
It's so funny. But this episode, The Pen, is their favorite episode. It would be cool if at some point we could get everyone's favorite episode. So
I would like that. No.
All right. So what do you say we get started?
We're gonna do the show now. Are we done?
Yeah. Finally. I'm sorry.
No, that was good.
I have never seen an old person in a new bathing suit in my life. I don't know where they get their bathing suits, but my father has bathing suits from other centuries. My parents live in Florida, and if you go down there and you forget your bathing suit, then they want you to wear one of theirs. You know how that gets? You need trunks? Son, I got trunks for you. You can wear my trunks. Fathers don't wear bathing suits, they wear trunks. It's kind of the same thing a tree would wear if it went swimming. So I get in the water in this thing, and it's like floating around me somewhere. You ever put on a bathing suit that you don't even know exactly where you are inside the bathing suit? You bump into somebody you know. No, I'm parasailing. I'm waiting for the boat to come back.
So after listening to this stand-up, the first thing I recall is my dad did call them trunks growing up. So I immediately related to this. And I feel like if anybody who's over the age of 30 probably had a parent who referred to them as trunks. The only other thing I like about the stand-up is that this is one of those ones that actually connects to the episode, and it sets up exactly what we're going to encounter. We're gonna deal with parents.
Yeah.
So I like that aspect of it.
Do you think this is material he had elsewhere, or was this written for the show?
This one seems like it could be on the fence. It could have been written, but it also could have been one of his. I'm not sure.
I don't want to say it's not like polished, but it really bounces all over the place, even though it's sticking with this theme of Florida, bathing suits, parents. It really jumps back and forth between like these little subcategories.
All right, I'm gonna change my mind. I think it was written for the show then.
Well, I don't know, because he's so Jerry's just such a polished performer, and I think he's so comfortable in front of the camera now that he could possibly take material that was, written for the show and just, I don't know, kind of present it with a little more confidence than he did before.
Oh yeah.
So our first scene is at the this is phase 2 of the Pines of Mar Gables, right?
Correct. This is the first condo that we'll see Morty and Helen Seinfeld living at.
Right. And we don't know exactly where it is in Florida, but
when they did the cutaway shot, the establishing shot, Larry said it was Miami.
right, that night shot of kind of like a beachfront.
Yeah, and I guess maybe an airport, but yeah.
We kind of already talked a lot about these scenes. Helen's looking out the window. She's waiting for, the guests to arrive when Morty is looking through the drawers for the Scotch tape. And just to revisit what you said earlier, we've already seen Helen twice in the show.
And Morty.
Morty once from the pony remark. There was a different Morty in the stakeout. But this episode proves that there's so much left to learn about these characters.
Agreed, but I feel like Larry David was able to capture the essence of his parents in those first 2 lines with Helen and Morty.
Absolutely, just
you know what I mean? Like he set it up perfectly. Like, oh, I know exactly who these people are that we're gonna be introduced to.
The fact that they're on not two different wavelengths, but Morty is not listening to Helen at all. It's all wondering where the Scotch tape is. But eventually, Jerry and Elaine arrive, and They were...
no! Did you notice they're hugging? There's no hugging on this show.
Is this the first hug?
Could be. I liked it.
It's a very sweet moment. I like how genuine it feels. Just how Jerry's like, "Hey, there's the old man." Like it's very sweet. I feel like there was a real connection between Jerry and Morty, the actor. Barney Martin just seems like such a sweet, old guy.
Is adorable.
Yeah.
I want to be him when I get older.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, I would. Oh, that
with
face.
that #1 dad shirt on.
Yes.
And the jowls. Well, Helen asks what took them so long, and Jerry explains that they had to wait at the rent-a-car place, and there's this, again, we're getting into this back and forth right out the gate about, oh, you could have used our car, and Jerry's like, I'm not going to use your car, and they start...
We don't even drive it. Helen's logic is so ridiculous throughout this whole episode. So then they get to talking about the rent-a-car, how much was that? $25 a day, and then Morty's like, plus the insurance. And Jerry notes that he didn't get the insurance. And that reminded me of the alternate side, right?
Oh, that's right,
when
yeah.
Jerry gets that rental car and he actually picks up the insurance. He's like, you better give me the insurance. I'm going to beat the hell out of this thing. Actually, both times, though, he ends up getting burnt because he wasn't the one driving the car in the alternate side.
That's true.
So he still had to pay for the damage.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of setup in this opening scene here. We get a little bit about the air conditioner, how hot it is in Helen and Morty's condo.
Elaine's already putting the diet soda to her neck to cool off. So they're doing a lot of this thing here.
Great character moment. And since, I don't know if this got brought up on one of our shows, or I'm thinking of the Jason Alexander interview that I mentioned during our setup, but the actors really had to, not struggle, but they really had to find props to use and to, when it came to blocking, like, oh, I can't just be standing here. I need to be doing something. Yeah. And I like that little detail that Elaine has with the soda can.
And Jerry asks, why don't you turn on the air conditioner? And Helen says, you don't need the air conditioner. And that's another thing that Jerry points out about his mother. He's like, my mother will argue over things I like. May I have a piece of pumpkin pie? You don't like pumpkin pie.
Yes, I do.
Since when? Yeah. So I think he's like hitting the nail on the head about how his mom and him interact.
Oh, that's perfect. So Helen asks if Jerry's ready to give the speech tomorrow. And I always got confused because she frames it as the testimony for his father, which basically, we can get to this now. Morty was the president of the condo association.
For the previous year, yes.
He's leaving.
I thought a testimonial was something that Jewish people do to honor somebody in their family, because they do that in Curb Your Enthusiasm a lot.
Oh, do they?
Like when Artie Funkhauser's, they do a testimonial for his father.
Oh my God!
I don't know. I thought that was I'm not sure. I'm ignorant, but if somebody could shed some light onto that.
Hey, we were raised Catholic, so what are you gonna do?
That's true.
Maybe someone out there could help us out with that. But this is framed though around the idea of he is the president of the condo association, and he's leaving, so they're gonna kind of give him a little send off. And now we're getting to a little bit here that we've brought up in previous episodes, and I love this. This gets to a continuity issue that we brought up after the finale from season 2, The Deal. But Jerry starts putting Elaine's stuff in the guest bedroom, and again, we get into a little more debate with Helen, like, oh, you can sleep in my bed. I'm up at 6 a.m. I don't even sleep.
I can't kick you out of your bed.
Right. So while Elaine starts putting her stuff in the guest bedroom, Helen waves Jerry over.
Jerry, you don't have to stay on the couch on my account. The two of you could stay in there together.
Nah, that's not such a good idea.
What? I thought that you
Not now. She's right inside.
What happened?
I don't know. We decided we don't really work as a couple.
What does that mean?
Why are you whispering?
Nothing.
Elaine.
What about her?
But, you know, look at the sun-dried tomatoes. Where were they 5 years ago? You know, it just goes to show you. You never know what could happen to a vegetable could just take right off at any time. We've tried all kinds of arrangements, but we can't seem to be friends when we sleep together.
Why do you need more friends? You got plenty of friends.
He's an idealist.
What the hell are you looking for?
I'm looking. That's the point. I like looking.
He likes looking.
So look.
But how long can you look?
I'm going for the record.
I got a couple things with this scene.
Yo.
I love when Jerry has to think quick on his feet. So when Elaine pops her head out of the room and he's like, well, look at sun-dried tomatoes. Where were they 5 years ago? That reminds me of when Jerry was at Rava's place in the statue and he's talking to Kramer.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they come out of the kitchen. He says, Ma, just dip the bread in the batter and fry it in the pan. My mom, she forgot French toast. Then I actually thought, I could not believe how candid Jerry is with his parents when he said to them, we can't seem to be friends when we sleep together. I would never have that conversation with my mom and dad.
Yeah, that is a little weird. At least from my point of view too. I don't know if I would get into such intimate details with my parents, but I don't know. Maybe at like Jerry's age, only child. Maybe he just has a slightly different relationship with his parents than we do.
But in future stand-ups, he gets to the point of saying, you get to a certain age with your parents, and the only thing you can talk about is what's there to eat around here. You can't have a conversation with them.
They're not there yet.
You're just trying to fill your mouths with something to keep your mouths moving.
Sure. Did you have any other notes on the dialogue?
When he said, "That's the point. I like looking." I was wondering, is he looking for Lonnie Anderson still, or has he moved on to somebody else?
Anderson.
I know Larry David always loved the young Sophia Loren,
Mm-hmm.
who's gorgeous, by the way.
She was a source.
Still is.
Yeah, that line of how long can you look? He was originally going to say until I need glasses,
Which is also pretty funny.
Yeah, I like that, but I like I'm going for the record. It's a little more vague. The reason I played this clip here is because I just love that we're getting into a little bit more of the Jerry Elaine relationship, which I feel like we don't really get into ever again for the most part.
Yeah.
There's a few like random episodes where, like Jerry proposes to Elaine and there's the whole I love United Airlines in the finale, but for the most part, this is it. And, as we kind of say goodbye to their relationship or like the possibility of them getting back together, I just like that they were able to resolve this in a sense because it was kind of a lingering question from the Deal episode. Why aren't they together?
We never got closure.
Mm-hmm. And this really does sum it up. And I think it could be easily overlooked or at least like kind of forgotten, if you're watching these episodes chronologically.
Mm-hmm.
But I do wonder if this was pressure from the network. Like, hey, we have to talk about this right now. Like, why did this get brought up at all?
Mm-hmm. Julia also made a comment in an interview saying that every other show had this boy-girl couple mentality, and they thought it was more interesting to have them as friends so you could explore more territory with that. There was more for her to do as a friend, as a confidant, with them both confiding in each other about their respective dates versus them having typical relationship problems. She mentioned that. So I thought that was kind of a cool take on it.
So there's a knock at the door, and it's Jack and Doris Klompus.
Jack Klompus.
I have to say this right out the gate. Jack Klompus, he only shows up 3 more times in the entire series.
He seems like he has more of an impact, doesn't he?
Yeah, at least. I was like, that can't be right. He has to be in at least an episode per season. But that's not true at all. He's in he's in the Cadillac.
He's in the Cadillac, the raincoats, and the money.
The money.
He's in 4 more episodes. So the pen, the raincoats, the Cadillac, the money.
It's just surprising. You feel like this guy had more of a of a presence. Oh, I'm sorry. He does have a presence in the show, but he was in more than 4 episodes.
So one other thing to note, take a notice at Sandy Barron, the actor who plays Jack Klompus. Look at his hair. They actually grayed his hair at this point to make him look older because he wasn't that old at the time. And then if you look at later seasons, his hair is actually darker because I think it aged naturally where he has some gray in his hair. But for this, they actually had to put fake chemicals in his hair.
Yeah, I wonder why they did that. They're just like, oh, if he doesn't have gray hair, he can't be living in a retirement community. Because Morty's hair is brown. You know, it's like a light, probably dyed.
I like how Morty will slick it back at times, and it's just like covered in whatever. Then other times, like when he wakes up and his back's all messed up, it's all messy, and he's got a nice, thick, full head of hair. I don't know. I'm a big fan of him.
Jack seems like the kind of guy, though, who should dye his hair like jet black. You know what I mean? Like that unnatural, dark hair.
Slick it back with grease.
Yeah.
And Jack's wife, Doris, is played by actress Annie Corzin. She actually did stuff on NPR, which was kind of interesting. But she's in 4 episodes of Seinfeld. She's in The Pen, she's in The Raincoats, and she's in The Cadillac as Doris. And then she's also in The Airport, which now this could be debatable. So please weigh in. She's credited as passenger number 2 in The Airport. Matt, do we know this passenger number 2? Can you shed light on that for me?
Like who passenger number 2 is?
Yeah.
Well, she's sitting next to Elaine in
Go
Coach.
on. I'm with you.
She's sitting next to Elaine in Coach, and she chews her gum rather loudly, and she has a little bit of insight on what makes food kosher, I think. Mm-hmm. So what we're getting at here is...
Could it be?
Is it? So we're trying to determine if Annie Corzin is in fact a double dipper or not. I would argue that Annie Corzin is a double dipper because Elaine does meet Doris, Jack's wife, in this episode.
Correct. And
just a season later, she's sitting next to her on a plane, and neither of them recognize each other. I find that a little hard to believe.
Yeah.
It's never brought up, and yeah, so just that fact alone. Even Jerry goes back to talk to her, and she's sitting next to Elaine. Mm-hmm. So Jerry would notice her too. And the fact that no one brings this up, I think we're in double dipper territory here.
So for that reason, and that reason alone, I absolutely agree with you. She is a double dipper. So let's add her to the list.
You double dipped the chip. Double dipped? What are you talking about?
To go back to Sandy Barron real quick, Mark Hirschfeld made an appearance on one of the special features on the DVD. He is the casting director for the show.
And for anybody who doesn't know what he looks like, he is the one in the Puerto Rican Day Parade episode who tries to make out with Elaine.
Or they do make out,
They do make out, yes. He has the mustache, and he's like, hey, you want to make out some more? Help me! But that is Mark Hirschfeld. He had a little cameo in Seinfeld. He's the casting director. Sorry, Matt, go ahead.
No, yeah, that's actually good. He, penultimate episode, he's like, I really want to kiss Julia. Can we make that happen?
Oh, man. Should have been a casting director.
He, on the DVD, brought up during an interview that it was very difficult to get Sandy Barron in the room to read for the role of Jack Klompus while they were, trying to see actors who would be the best fit. Apparently, he's really difficult to reach, and all the planets had to align properly for Sandy to be at home when one of his agents called, and because of that, he was able to come down and read. So
thank God they got him.
Yeah, no kidding, man, because I love Jack Klompus. He's just fantastic.
This isn't really a big deal, but I noticed when Jack and Doris are introduced to Elaine, we see this shot of Elaine, and there is a picture behind her on this, I don't know, chest of drawers.
Or it's a little table. It's a little side table.
It's a little table. But if you look closely, it's a picture of Jerry, and he's kind of got his hand supporting his chin, and there's a dog next to him, and the picture really stands out. But who took the picture, Matt?
Oh, well, I heard that it was an Annie Leibovitz photo, who's, pretty famous photographer. Mm-hmm. I Googled the image, or just, Andy Leibovitz and Seinfeld, trying to get a nice, proper version of this photo, but I can't find it anywhere. We should post, though, the screen grab, right, from the episode.
We do have a screen grab we can post, though.
Sure.
It's the closest we'll get to it.
It is kind of funny, though, that his parents would have this photo in his, or in their condo, but It makes sense. Jerry's a minor celebrity in this
Yeah.
show.
And he's their only child, and they're proud of him.
Mm-hmm.
How could anyone not like him?
So Elaine sets up that they're going scuba diving tomorrow before the thing for Morty. But again, Helen doesn't understand that they could be doing it for fun. This just doesn't make sense to her. She has to, as you brought up earlier, just always go against whatever they're saying.
And I gotta say, I've always really liked Helen as a character. I'm like, she's a great mom. But for some reason, I didn't notice this until I saw this episode again. She is a nag the entire episode. But at the same time, I still find her really charming.
Yeah, I like
Everything's
Helen a lot.
negative, but I still find her likable.
Yeah, she's really likable, but she won't stop.
Yeah.
Any fun someone tries to have, she has to just kind of criticize it. There's a few little things we have to bring up here because they pay off later, but Morty offers Jack some sponge cake, which no, thanks. He declines. Morty also sets up that Jack is emceeing tomorrow night at the little thing for Morty, and Jack, I noticed here, kind of talks down at Jerry a little
Gives
bit.
him a little dig.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, you're gonna do one of your comedy sets tomorrow," which is, I guess, kind of a running joke for this character because he never thinks Jerry is that funny, or at
We
least
all
like,
saw his routine at the Playhouse last year. It stunk.
yeah, like no one thinks he's like
It's
very
his
good
material.
good at what he does. But then we get into Jack taking out his checkbook, and we just get this. I won't have a clip of it. We can break it down, but he's writing Morty a check, as you mentioned during our setup, for $19.45, which was, I guess, his tab at dinner the other night, and he didn't pay for it.
Yeah, I think Morty paid, and now they're settling up. But he breaks down each and every item that was on the receipt.
And
So he had the minute steak. Oh, did you have a Coke? I did not have a Coke. Helen had a Coke. Doris had the scampi. So with the meal, $17.10 plus the tax and the tip, that comes to $19.45. And Morty says, round it up to $20. It's $19.45.
This comes up later, though, with this whole idea with money and Morty specifically, like getting it down to the penny, was when Uncle Leo didn't give Helen, right, the money from, what's his name, Buddy? Yeah, Buddy tells Jerry that Helen and Leo's father, won money at the track, and he gave each of them
$50.
but Leo kept both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And what is he? He's like he's figuring out the numbers. He's like
Hey,
compounded quarterly.
Yeah. Do you know what the interest on that, if you put that into a T-bill?
And after Jack here, writes the check for Morty, this is when Jerry notices the pen.
Oh, here we go.
What kind of pen is that?
This pen?
Yeah.
Oh, this is an astronaut pen. It writes upside down. They use this in space.
Oh, wow, that's the astronaut pen. I heard about that. Where did you get it?
Oh, it was a gift.
Oh, 'cause a lot of times I write in bed, and I have to turn and lean on my elbow to make the pen work.
Take the pen.
Oh, no. Go ahead. I couldn't.
Come on, take the pen.
I can't take it.
Do me a personal favor.
No, I'm not
take
comfortable.
The pen.
I cannot take it.
Take the pen.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. Take the pen.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Gee, boy.
Jack, what are you doing?
Stop
Jack,
it.
we should go. It was nice meeting you. Nice to meet you.
Thanks again, Jack.
She's adorable.
What'd you take his pen for?
What? He gave it to me.
You didn't have to take it.
Oh, my God. She's got to make a big deal out of everything.
He offered it to me.
Because you made such a big fuss about it.
I liked it. Should I have said I didn't like it?
You shouldn't have said anything. What do you expect him to do?
We could have said thank you. I like it too, and put it back in his pocket.
He loves that pen.
Oh, come on.
He talks about it all the time. Every time he takes it out, he goes on and on about how it writes upside down, how the astronauts use
If
it.
he likes it so much, he never should have offered it.
He didn't think he'd accept.
Well, he was wrong.
I know his wife. She has some mouth on her. She'll tell everyone in the condo now that you made him give you the pen. They're talking about it right now.
So you want me to return it?
Yes.
He's not going to return that pen. That's ridiculous.
Hey, I don't even want the pen now.
Jack can afford to give away a pen with all his money. Believe me. Gives me a check for $19.45. He didn't have a Coke.
Yeah, so sorry for the really long clip there, but it's...
Don't you dare apologize for that.
Well, Well, I mean, God, at this point, people should just watch the episode.
Just watch the show.
This is just so good. I was just going to play the pen part where he gives him the pen, but then after Jack leaves and you get this whole back and forth, what'd you take his pen for?
You couldn't wait to say that to
Oh,
me.
it's so good.
The exchange just warms my heart between Jerry and Jack, and even what follows afterwards. It's beautiful. Another thing that kind of stuck out to me is, did you notice when Doris is walking out the door and she whispers to Morty, "She's adorable"? Did you see that?
I did. It's weird because she's talking about Elaine.
Yeah, and that kind of stuck out to me. Jerry and Elaine are over at this point. That line would lead an audience member to at least it like plants a seed in their mind that maybe this is something that they're going to rekindle later on.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of what my thinking was hearing that line.
Well, maybe Helen and Morty have been telling people, like their friends around the condo, that Jerry and Elaine are dating.
Oh, that's true because the parents didn't know.
Exactly. This is all. You wouldn't think this has all been one long scene here.
Good point.
So that would make sense, but it still seems a little unnecessary from a writing standpoint. Like, why tap into this again? We've already settled it before.
It was such a throwaway line, though. But for me, I'm like, ooh, are they going to set up to get back together?
You got to get back to that fan fiction, man.
Guy can dream.
But this scene, the whole, like, take the pen, do me a personal favor, and then criticizing him, this is already just skyrockets up to the top of just classic scenes from this show, I think.
I love during the commentary that Jerry and Larry provided for this pen, but they made a point of saying that Sandy Barron can't get more than 4 words out without a breath. So he's like, "This is the pen they use on the on the shuttle." You know what I mean? And I love sponge cake. He always has to pause in between his lines, and it's so unique to that character. And I never picked up on that until they made that point.
Yeah, he's so good in this scene. We could break down this scene, but I think everyone knows it pretty well already. It's enough said, right? Just one of the best. We then cut to the guest bedroom at night, and Elaine is on the pull-out sofa, which we mentioned earlier, and I feel so bad for her. She's like, I've been in this situation. That's really why I feel bad for her. But she's sweating. She looks like she's in pain, which she is. There's a bar right in my back. But Jerry opens up the doors and to check in on her. This is pretty much, I don't know, just a nice little, almost like a timeout from the chaos with all of the parents in Florida.
They can speak openly about how they feel about what they're witnessing. Because you noticed Elaine was shaking her head in the previous scene and kind of rolling her eyes, if you will, at Helen kind of going off. And she couldn't believe that this is what these people bicker over.
Jerry tries to soften the situation by mentioning, hey, we just have tomorrow for the thing for my dad, and then we're leaving Sunday, so it's one day really. And Jerry also mentions that he's sleeping on the what is it called, the love seat, the little tiny couch in the living room, and he says, I've got my feet up in the air like I'm in a space capsule. But between the two, I would much rather be on the love seat than the pull-out sofa with a bar in my back.
Sometimes it's nice to have your feet up.
Yeah. So I actually feel like he should have given Elaine, especially since she's shorter than him, the smaller sofa.
True. My argument is, why couldn't Elaine kind of turn herself perpendicular, like rotate, so she's
parallel with the bar?
Correct. Or because she could be on one side of it. Then she'd avoid that altogether.
Well, the next scene is in the living room the next morning, and we open up with, God, who could not relate to this? It's Jerry and Morty sitting at the kitchen table, and Morty's giving him directions. Stay on 95 south to Biscayne Boulevard. Then you make a left turn, put your blinker on immediately. There's an abutment there. But then you're going to merge over very quickly, but stay on Biscayne. Do not get off Biscayne.
Stay on Biscayne.
Do your parents do this?
They used to. It makes me sad, though, because the days of a father giving directions to his son like this are over with the GPS technology we have.
That's true.
Yeah.
And again here, we have Helen ripping into Jerry about scuba diving. Like, she will not let it go.
Yeah.
You're right. I never picked up on that. I think because the actress Liz Sheridan, I think, is just she's so charming and sweet.
Yeah.
That she can get away with this. She can just be, like, as you put it, a total nag the entire episode, but still love her.
It's the same thing with Jason playing George. George is a despicable person, but yet you still like him.
Right.
You know?
And I wonder if that's because George puts himself down so much. Like, he knows what a loser he is. He can get away with it.
Perhaps.
If he never thought he was a loser and he just did these real horrible things, then maybe we wouldn't like him. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Elaine walks out of the bedroom, or she's not walking, right? She's kind of like hunched over.
Yep.
And she screwed her back up from the sofa, and now she doesn't think she can go scuba diving.
And Helen says, I told you to let us sleep in there. Then you would be hunched over.
Yeah, maybe she would prefer that, I guess. Well, as we know later in the episode, I guess the pull-out sofa doesn't bother Helen at all.
Yeah, she slept great. Of course, Helen was all right after that night.
She's got it back made of steel. There's this great moment here, though, before we get to our clip of Elaine sitting on the couch, and they're all kind of, gathered around Elaine sitting there in pain. Mm-hmm. And it's like an over-the-shoulder shot of Helen where, like, Elaine's looking up at her.
Yeah.
She's like, Mrs. Seinfeld, please, I beg you, turn the air conditioner on.
You hot?
She looks like, it seems like kind of like a parody of like a really dramatic like movie, like someone's dying in someone else's arms.
It
and
really
it's like,
does.
Help me. And at this point, a guest arrives at the door.
Is everybody up?
Hi, how are you?
Hello, Jerry.
Evelyn, this is Elaine.
Hi, Evelyn.
Jerry, you got thin.
Too thin?
Oh, stop worrying so much about how you look.
So where's the new pen?
What?
The pen, the one Jack Klompus gave you.
How did you know that?
Blanche told me.
Blanche?
That's some good pen. Writes upside down.
The astronauts use them.
What did Blanche say?
I don't know. She said Jerry wanted the pen.
I never really wanted the pen.
He gave him the pen.
Morty?
Why, you don't like the pen?
No, no.
Because if you don't like it, give it back to him.
Is that what she said?
Who?
Blanche!
What are you talking about?
Hello? Oh, hello, Gussie. What? Jerry wouldn't do that. Jack gave it to him. All he said was he liked it. I mean, nobody put a gun to his head. You're giving him back that pen.
Hi, how are you? That's the best way to greet somebody, I find.
I feel like this is something we should bring up right out the gate. We do greet each other like this.
Oh, yep, always.
This one's a popular one in our vernacular.
It's fun.
Hi, how are you?
And I feel, because Jerry has two greetings with Evelyn, and I feel like Jerry likes her in some way. You know what I mean? Like, he, out of all the old people down there, she's the one that he gives her a kiss hello.
Yeah,
which Jerry doesn't like kiss hellos.
No, he doesn't.
But yeah, I think he has a soft spot for Evelyn.
Mm-hmm. There's some kind of connection between these two.
Yes. Now, Evelyn is played by the actress Anne Morgan Gilbert. I had no idea how many things she was in related to Seinfeld. Are you ready for this?
Go for it.
She's in 2 episodes of Seinfeld. She's in The Pen and The Cadillac. She was in a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode, Kamikaze Bingo. She was Lenore. She's the one who turns the bingo balls.
Oh, wow.
She was in Sour Grapes, Larry David's movie, as Mrs. Dreyer. And then, so that's it for Seinfeld-related stuff. She was in The Nanny for a bunch of episodes as Yetta Rosenberg. And then she's in Grumpier Old Men as Mama Ragetti, who is, I had no idea that was her. She's Sophia Loren's mom.
Wait, she plays Sophia Loren's mom?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I would think she would have to be a lot older, because isn't like Sophia Loren like in her, 60s, 70s in that movie?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Did you bring up the fact that she was on Dick Van Dyke?
I did not.
I'm not, it's so sad because I think Dick Van Dyke was filmed on the same set that the pilot of Seinfeld was filmed.
Oh.
And on that show, Morgan played the neighbor, Millie Helper. And I think this is just a generational thing, and I hate saying it. I've actually never watched the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Nor have I.
But it would be kind of cool to just see a clip or two of her appearance on that show.
Now, did you see that pic I sent you?
I did, yep.
She looks like she was a hip, fun girl back then. You know, like the face she's. I don't know.
Yeah, she seems to be. Maybe that's why Jerry liked her so much. You know, despite her like the generational gap, he just really got along with her. Not to mention her role on such a classic show like Dick Van Dyke. So we're getting into this whole issue of Jack. You know, the word is spreading that Jerry like took the pen from Jack essentially.
So where's the new pen?
She's
Oh,
really
we
cute.
forgot to mention. Evelyn says to Jerry, "Jerry, you got thin, too thin." And then Helen once again, "Oh, stop worrying so much about how you look." And again, this is something that Matt and I do if we haven't seen each other in a couple months. "Hey, buddy, you looking good?" And this is our response that we come back with. So, is this annoying to people?
Yeah, maybe just to hear about our life, but oh my
sorry,
God, it's
everybody.
so good though. Why is Helen so mean?
She's killing it. Yeah.
So can we like break this down? Jack gives Jerry the pen.
Yeah.
Jerry takes the pen, and then
Doris has some mouth on her. She blabs to Blanche, who told Evelyn. Evelyn tells Jerry and Helen and everybody. And Doris probably told Gussie or Blanche or oh man, I'm losing it. Or Doris told Gussie, who tells Helen. So that's kind of the
the chain of events. Everyone got that. I guess my question was: Is Doris the one really spreading this gossip? Because Jack could be okay with it.
No, he's not okay with it.
He's not okay with it.
No.
So why
He
the
loves
hell
that
did he?
pen.
Why did he give him that pen then? Like
Because he made such a big deal about it.
But he didn't. I guess it is just. I mean, what the whole show is based on that misinterpretation.
Yeah. Jack was insistent on, Jack was insistent on Jerry taking that pen. He wouldn't quit.
Mm-hmm.
And Jerry denied it several times before saying, "Are you sure?" "Okay, thank you."
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't think I could deal with this. I hate gossip and like talking about other people in real life. So, oh my God, having to do this in my twilight years would just kill me.
Elaine still wants that air conditioner going. Morty says, "I forgot all about it," and then he can't get it to work. So Helen can't work it. Morty can't work it. Another nice touch of the old people not being able to work the gadgets.
All right, let's take a short break.
All right, folks, we have an awful lot of parts to fill here, so I think we better get started. And I guess we'll begin with you.
Mildred Helper, 146 Bonnie Meadow Road. I'd like to sing a sentimental love song. Words and music by Mildred Helper.
146 Bonnie Meadow Road.
Wonderful.
You ready?
My heart got a smash in the face. That night I will never erase. You saw me standing neath the sun and the stars, and I was something to see. Then you took hold of my aching heart and kicked it right in the knee. My heart has a terrible scar. I'll get you for this wherever you are. But first I'll kill myself. I'm funny that way. But seriously, darling, you're okay.
That was just swell, Mill. I'll let you know, okay?
Well, when? Listen, if you don't call me, I'll call you, okay?
Come on, that was wonderful.
Okay, we're back.
Our next scene is still in the Seinfeld living room. We're once again, the set is huge. It's used for probably 90% of this episode.
Yeah.
But this time, Elaine's changed out of her pajamas and she's laid out on the floor. We both actually have had herniated discs, and
Yeah.
God, that is add that with a little bit of sciatica, and you are just
You're not going anywhere. You could be on an army cot this wide. You're not going anywhere. That's the one thing George knows about women. So now this time, though, it's freezing because she's in short sleeves and she feels much more comfortable. We see Helen on the couch wrapped up in a sweater and she's rocking herself back and forth.
I kind of feel bad for her.
Oh, screw her.
Morty does offer Elaine some muscle relaxers that she seems pretty okay with taking. You know, when you're in that much pain, you will do anything to relieve it. So Jerry arrives, and this is such a weird moment because he's got these huge raccoon eyes from his burst capillaries.
Yeah.
And he just enters the room already prepared for an onslaught from his parents.
He's like a kid coming home from baseball practice, and he's like, "Don't be alarmed. I broke the window," you know. And he feels like a little boy, or it seems like he's a little boy.
I love it. And I love, I don't know if it's in ADR, but I like how Morty's like, "My God." He like jumps out of his seat.
I didn't notice that.
But what happened? He went scuba diving. He goes, 10 feet?
Mm-hmm.
He was 10 feet under or so when he felt this, immense pressure. His capillaries burst. And this actually was inspired from Larry David, I think, during a scuba dive that he took. Capillaries burst. This is actually known as the squeeze in, I guess, diving terms.
You must be Harvey's squeeze.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Have you seen the movie? That's one.
All right. I'll cut that. Now, would this hurt?
I would think so. Well, he says it was like his eyeballs were being sucked from their sockets. And, by the way, Jerry's delivery of that line is so good. Should we play it?
Like my eyeballs were being sucked out of their sockets.
I told you.
It felt like my eyeballs were being sucked from their sockets. The way he like puts emphasis on the sounds.
This actually reminded me of a later episode. I don't know if you thought of this, but in the what is it? It's not the it's the Bizarro Jerry from season 7 or season 8 when
Which part?
When Kramer, George, and Jerry are meeting Elaine on the sidewalk, and they're the Bizarro group on the other side. And George asks Elaine, "I have to get another picture of Jillian, who's man hands."
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right.
And Jerry's like, "I tried to get one, but man hands almost ripped my arm out of the socket."
The socket. The way he hits those S words. Swords.
There you go. Swords.
Swords.
So at this point, Jack enters and asks Helen if Doris can borrow her red pocketbook. The pocketbook has to go with the shoes. And
what is she doing? Yoga?
I think Jerry kind of realizes what's going on with the whole pen issue.
And Helen makes that motion, with her back turned to Jack, like, give the pen back.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Oh, subtle. So Jerry thanks Jack for the nice gesture, but decides to give the pen back to Jack. And it doesn't take that long either for Jack to accept it. It's not like a repeat of earlier, like, take the pen. Which I don't know if that would you have liked that more if they kind of revisited that exchange?
Well, I think it's funnier that Jack, you could tell Jack wants that pen back. So the moment he gets the opportunity, he snatches it back.
True. But Morty has a problem with it.
No, Jack, you got a hell of a nerve taking that kid's pen. Whose pen? His pen.
This happens to be my pen.
Oh, you didn't give it to him?
What are you talking about? He practically begged me for it.
Eddie, come off with this crap.
Listen, do you think I take everything everybody offers me? You offered me sponge cake yesterday. Did I take it?
You said you didn't want it.
Of course I wanted it. I love sponge cake.
Then who the hell said you couldn't have it? I mean, what the hell do I care whether you have a piece of sponge cake?
Because I saw the look on your face last week when I took the Scotch tape.
Oh, so you got the Scotch tape. I've been looking all over for it.
Don't worry about it. I'll give it back.
I don't want it.
I don't want it.
Jack, do me a favor, will you? Take the pen and the Scotch tape and get the hell out of here.
Listen, do you think I give a damn?
Ah! Nerve of that guy, taking back that pen. Well, that's it for them.
What is going on in this community? Are you people aware of what's happening? What is driving you to this behavior? Is it the humidity? Is it the music? Is it the white shoes?
I have no use for either one of them. I don't even want them there tonight.
Isn't he supposed to be the MC?
Yeah, he's supposed to be the MC.
Well, this should be a very interesting evening.
What about those muscle relaxers?
You know what else stuck out to me was when Jack says, he practically begged me for it. I
He begged you.
I wanted Mike Moffat to pop in and go, he begged you.
Oh God, this.
I could watch Jack and Morty argue for 22 minutes. I
Mhm.
really could. It's so good how they get each other's goat. And then Jerry says, "What is causing you to behave like this?"
No, he says, "What is going on in this community?"
Yeah, I had no idea what Muzak was. Did you know what that was?
Yeah, it's kind of like cheesy. It was a type of music from what
Elevator music.
Yeah, like the '60s.
I never knew that.
My father-in-law actually really likes music. He's very old school. He's he's stuck in the '70s and '80s, and he has this. He just hasn't left that period, so he likes it. We brought this up earlier, how Jack speaks. He has to take a breath between every few words. That line, though, I love sponge cake.
There it is again, yeah.
It's so good. Love that. And I like this return to the Scotch tape. We just got a little hint of it in the opening scene. And I actually forgot that we have set up for the Scotch tape in the first scene. It's just a neat little, connective tissue that we always bring up on the show.
I wonder how that works as a writer. Do you have an idea for this later on, writing the script, and they say, "Ooh, let's inject this earlier so it'll pay off later," or do you have the idea in the beginning?
Yeah,
I wonder how that works.
How that happens. Yeah, it's just incredible. To go back to what we brought up earlier, when Jerry's like, "What is going on in this community?" I love that Morty's sitting on the couch and he just looks so like ashamed. Actually, Helen does too. Her back is turned and like her head's lowered.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I wonder if she's laughing during that scene. But the two of them just look so pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as you mentioned earlier, like a kid coming home knowing he did something wrong. I feel like the roles are reversed here. And
that's a good point. Yeah.
And the parents just kind of feel ashamed of themselves. So the next scene is at the... what do you want to call this here? A banquet?
Yeah, the testimonial.
The testimonial. This is at some sort of banquet hall. And again, we get an establishing shot for this episode.
That's true. A lot of those.
A lot of them. But this one is so dated. It reminds me a lot of the exterior used for, what's the bar that, Lasky's?
Yeah.
that they go to in their revenge, which I've driven by so many times lately.
Yeah, you sent me a pic. That's really cool.
On 11th Ave, whenever I'm driving in the city, I always find myself on 11th Avenue in Midtown driving by it.
We got to go there.
Yeah, we should. But this establishing shot in this episode, it's so dated. Something like out of Miami Vice, like it's early 80s, really old cars, old outfits. But again, maybe that makes sense for these characters, that things are a little dated, among the community.
Mm-hmm.
And we get one of the weirdest moments, I think, of this entire show, just in terms of how awkward it is.
It is so good.
Can you break down all the outfits these people are wearing here?
Yeah, Jerry. Well, who do you want to start with?
We got Helen and Morty, I think, look pretty normal.
Well, they're dressed like, an elderly mom and dad.
Sure.
But Jerry has... he looks kind of Miami Vice, except for the sleeves being rolled up. But he's got a oversized sport jacket on. That's the zany tie from the '90s that we're used to seeing. Dark slacks with brown shoes. But he's wearing these aviator glasses to cover up his black eyes, and it's so comical when you see it. It makes sense why he's doing it, but it makes it that much more funny that he's got these oversized aviators on.
His stance is so weird, too. Like, he looks so rigid,
yes,
uncomfortable, like a statue.
Contrast that with Elaine, who's loose as a goose, and she's feeling pretty damn good from those muscle relaxers right now.
Yeah, she is. Her hair, I think, is just a little bit messy.
Yep.
Some nice fine details to her look. Yeah, the hair's a little messy.
And her posture is just slumped, and she's like a ferret. Without a spine.
I love when Julia can really like do something physical, like wacky.
Yeah.
She's so good at it.
And she makes these facial expressions throughout this scene where she smiles or bites her lip or she contorts her face. And let's just start with the first part. The photographer, who is played by actor Tucker Smallwood. We don't see his face. We just see the back of him. I had no idea that he was in so many other things related to Seinfeld. He was in, actually, let's start with Seinfeld itself. He's in The Pen. He plays the photographer. Then he's in The Parking Garage as the man in the Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally he plays Malcolm in The Summer of George.
Yes.
I don't recall who Malcolm is.
Well, let's go back to the man in the Mercedes. That was the guy that he doesn't have any lines of dialogue. But he gets into his Mercedes when George is going to spit on it.
The one who's parked in 3 different spots?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
And he has sort of like a
yellow cardigan or something.
Yeah, kind of like an uptight, kind of like
a V-neck sweater with a collared shirt underneath.
Yes.
There we go.
So no lines of dialogue there, but Malcolm is I don't know his exact role, but I think he's one of the producers of Scarsdale Surprise.
Oh, yes. I can visualize it now.
He's sitting at Sardi's with Kramer and the British guy's name is escaping my name, but they're basically telling Kramer that he needs to fire Raquel Welch from the musical because she doesn't swing her arms.
Yes. Oh, brilliant.
He's the one that's like, we want you to fire her. Which is just crazy. So I can't believe we're doing this, what with the Doris character, Jack's wife, but I think Tucker constitutes as a double dipper.
Yes, because Jerry sees this photographer, or he sees the photographer there, but then he's also going to see him in the parking garage as man in the Mercedes, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think he would see the man in the Mercedes and be like, hey, you're the photographer.
It's you! Yeah.
But I just like to think if people make more than one appearance, they are a double dipper unless someone says or does something to establish that this is the same character.
Yeah.
We got into the same issue with The Revenge with the actress's name is escaping me, but George's coworker with the red hair, who also shows up in The Sniffling Accountant at the mailbox, when Newman feels her material. Some people argued, hey, that could be the same person, but the fact that it doesn't get brought up, I think means that the whole point of the segment is to err in the double dipper category.
It's open to interpretation.
There you go. So
could this be a triple dipper?
This is similar to what's the guy's name? Is it David Blackwood?
Yeah. Oh, he's all over the place.
He's all over the place. He has maybe 7 appearances. So what we do with a character like this who shows up as more than 2 different characters, we'll just call them double dippers, and we'll bring it up once we revisit their next
each
appearance.
dip.
Exactly. So in the parking garage, we'll do a double dipper for the parking garage and the Summer of George.
You get all that, everybody?
You double dipped the chip. Double dipped? What are you talking about?
So anyway, the photographer says, say astronaut, and Elaine's like, say what? Say what? And Morty's like, astronaut. Morty's puzzled by it. Jerry's trying to hold up Elaine saying, you took too many of those pills. And Helen's like, say it. Astro. Oh man. And then you see the grid lines on the camera, which is a nice touch from the photographer's point of view. And you see Elaine walking into the camera and her face is shiny and she's grinning from ear to ear, and it's just, oh my God, it's so good.
The show is so funny that you can just think of a moment and it makes you laugh.
Mostly when Julia loses it, that always gets me. But this is actually her losing it on camera. I'm sure she had a ball playing this part, but yeah. I crack when she cracks.
A character shows up here that we haven't seen in a while. Uncle Leo.
And did you notice before he enters, Jerry gets a glimpse of him and he goes, oh God. Yeah. I never picked up on that.
I didn't either.
Oh God.
And it's right before he enters the frame, right?
Yes. Yeah. You don't see him. So take notice of that. That's a good touch.
This time though, Uncle Leo has someone with him. It's his wife Stella, who I don't think we ever see again.
Nope.
This is the only episode.
And I assume this is his wife. So this is the mother of cousin Jeffrey, but we don't see her again.
Yes. And we get I don't think there's much that could be said about this. The classic Elaine delivery.
Stella! Stella!
Back hurts.
I didn't realize that Sammy was the original name of Jerry's uncle in the pen until they decided, hey, why not bring back Len Lesser as Uncle Leo? We already have an uncle established.
So they're going to introduce a third uncle at this point. We've had
That's
Uncle
right.
Mac,
Uncle Mac,
Leo, Uncle Sammy.
But how could you not bring back Uncle Leo?
Oh yeah. Maybe they realized, like, hey, simplicity is better. Like, let's just, we've established one uncle. How about he is the uncle?
But he's so good. So good.
So I wonder what happened with Stella.
He's an Adonis.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stella's played by actress Magda Harout.
Are you sure about that?
Harout. Harout. I don't know how to pronounce that. Magda Harout.
Did you look up her acting career? Anything interesting to know?
Nothing that I could relate to. So this is her only Seinfeld appearance, but she's Jeffrey's mom.
Well, Leo goes on to tell Jerry that they saw him on The Tonight Show the other night, and I like his delivery. I felt Johnny was very rude to you.
Oh, get out of here.
And also that Jerry needs to add some more material since he's heard that dog routine 3 times already.
Now, let me ask you this. Which dog routine do you think he's referring to?
Could it be safe to assume that it's from that era of his life?
Which era of his life?
The dog episode? Like
yeah,
that
that's
incidences?
what I was thinking. Because he talks about, you got 2 life forms walking along. One of them makes a poop. The other one picks it up and is holding it for him.
Oh.
Because I was trying to think of other Seinfeld stand-ups that have a dog referenced in it, and that was the only one I could think of.
Yeah, so you have the dog poop thing, picking it up. Was there another bit of stand-up from that?
I'm drawing a blank. That was the only thing that came to mind.
Let's say that's it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm happy with that. It's a great piece of stand-up. But that's funny that Uncle Leo and all the old people down there, for that matter, are constantly putting down Jerry's
His
career.
act.
Yeah.
I also like here that Leo insists that cousin Jeffrey writes some material for Jerry, even though he works for the Parks Department. He's funnier than a whole bunch of them, which is it's so sad. Like Uncle Leo, I wonder if he realizes Jeffrey isn't that talented. He just has to, build him up more to convince himself.
He sounds like he's an only child. Like this is Uncle Leo's pride and joy. So he's so proud of this person he's made.
Right. And as they decide to get seated, Stella does add that, this better be good. I'm missing Golden Girls for this.
I hate her like poison.
That is one of my favorite Helen lines. When I hosted trivia, that would always be one of the quotes that you'd have to guess who said that. I love that
nice.
line.
That could be a team name too, actually.
I hate her like poison.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's all in Helen's delivery too, you know?
Oh, Helen.
So we transition into kind of the next scene here. Everyone's seated, they've finished eating, and a familiar voice crops up.
Hey, Jack, let's get started.
I was trying to imagine the scene without Larry David, like his voice cropping up there, a voice at all, to see if like the scene would work. And it kind of does. You don't really need this voice to say, "Hey, let's get started."
I feel like Larry could have been sitting in that audience and you wouldn't have noticed. You know what I mean? Because he's got that silver hair. I'm sure it was a little bit darker back then, but he would have resembled an older person.
So this is the second time we've gotten Larry playing an old person at a big table.
Oh, you're talking about the Chinese restaurant?
Yes.
First time? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jack gives his speech, which quickly turns into a roast. He starts making fun of Morty sleeping on the job, lacking positive qualities, hiring incompetence.
And watch Elaine's reactions to these jokes. She is cracking up. Not only is she drunk off these muscle relaxers, but she is getting such a kick.
I kind of feel bad for Morty, though, because everyone in the audience is laughing. But by the time he gets to the last bit of roasting, Helen starts laughing, too.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, oh, man.
Typical Helen.
But we do owe him a debt of gratitude because by not fixing the crack in the sidewalk, it put Mrs. Zivin out of commission for a few weeks.
Tell him about when you took my son's pen back. Tell him about that.
Dad,
He gave my son a pen, and then he takes it back. Tell him about that.
he gave it to me.
Come on, that's enough. Sit down.
I'm not finished.
Give me that microphone.
Morty,
Give it to me.
Morty, give me that.
Give the pen. Where's the pen?
You broke my dental plate. Doris, you broke my dental plate. You son of a...
Where's my pen?
I'm going to sue you.
Jerry, do your act.
I can't. Nobody's even listening.
They're all gonna leave.
I got witnesses.
Even your wife is on my side.
How you folks doing tonight?
Who are you?
Have you ever noticed how they always give you the peanuts on the plane?
Not by Harry. He flies first class.
The number one thing everybody wants to get on a plane is a peanut.
I'd rather have a bottle of scotch.
All I said was I like the pen.
Oh my God, there's so much to talk about in this scene. Do you have any notes that you want to bring up?
Well, there's that Jack Klompus delivery again. He put her out of commission for a few weeks, So that's the first thing. Jerry getting heckled while he's trying to do the stand-up is wonderful. Not my Harry. He flies first class. That one. And then we hear Larry David. You would rather have a bottle of scotch than peanuts on a plane.
I love right out the gate though when Jack is saying, put Mrs. Ziven out of commission for a few weeks, and this is when Morty isn't having it anymore. And he shouts, tell him when you took my son's pen back. Tell him about that. It's like he's so desperate to combat Jack here. Jack's jokes are so good. Morty has nothing left to zing him with. He's like, I'm just gonna go for the pen.
He wasn't prepared, and he reaches in Jack's pocket.
Oh, he starts fighting him for it.
He's going through each of Jack's pockets to try and find the pen. He's like, give me that pen back. Where's it at?
And this struggle ultimately leads to what is it? His dental plate, right?
Yeah,
and that's what holds the teeth in.
I think if you have the prosthetic, the dentures, that's I think what holds them in, or at least if you have some false teeth. I'm not sure.
I think it's what's like on the roof of your mouth, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that holds the teeth into place. I just like the chaotic nature of this scene. We haven't really seen this on a grand level, like an entire room kind of flipping out. It's the Seinfeld, maybe because of the budget or just the vision of the show. It's always been very concentrated on just a few characters. But yeah, there's something about this, maybe because it's inside and it's just a lot of like confused like individuals, not sure what's going on. It just feels very just chaotic, more than normal.
Yeah.
Which is
and
fantastic.
Helen tells Jerry, do your dog routine. Did you notice that?
Next scene is in the living room. We're back to the Seinfeld's condo, and the chiropractor is checking out Elaine's back and tells her, since she aggravated it, he doesn't want her to go anywhere for 5 days.
5 days? You want me to stay here for 5 more days?
Do you think it's that bad?
Yeah.
You think so? Like, would 5 days be torturous for you in this kind of environment?
Well, I mean, she could travel. She might exacerbate it going on the plane. But yeah, I would try and get out of there.
Yeah, as soon as possible.
The chiropractor is played by actor Roger Nolan. He has not been on anything else that worth mentioning related to Seinfeld. But he was on Jake and the Fat Man. A lot of Jake and the Fat Man crossover here. Maybe that's why Seinfeld's ratings picked up.
Evelyn arrives, and Jerry's like, "Aren't you Evelyn?" And thank you very much. And asks Morty if Morty has decided on a lawyer yet, because her nephew Larry, very properly named, he could represent him. And apparently Jack has no case. A lot of random characters mentioned here. Arnold said that according to the bylaws of the condo constitution, they need 6 votes to throw them out for unruly behavior, not 5.
Ooh, great trivia question. Trip up some people.
I'm not really entirely sure about the timeline of condos for the Seinfelds. They're still in this condo in later episodes, right? Like when they get the Cadillac.
Yeah, because I think he gets impeached as condo president for getting the Cadillac, and then they get kicked out of this particular condo, and then they have to go to Del Boca Vista because they're in hiding, right? Or they come stay with Jerry, but then they move into their new condo, Del Boca Vista.
Right, and that's when you get into the whole thing with the Costanzas. Like, are you trying to keep us out of Del Boca Vista?
Well,
Del
moving
Bot,
in
Del Bot.
lock, stock, and barrel. And that's the one that actually people remember. Nobody remembers Phase 2 of The Pines of Mark Gables, but everybody remembers Del Boca Vista.
Yeah, they sure do.
Del Visto Becco?
That's what I was trying to do earlier, where he's like, Del Bot, Del Bot.
It all of Del Boca Vista.
And you always see Estelle Harris next to him, just like cracking up.
Yeah. Can't wait.
If you don't know what we're talking about, it's one of the blooper reels.
You should know what we're talking about.
Come on. You're listening to a Seinfeld podcast. Well, at this point, just one little bit of detail, because we love our minutia here. Evelyn also mentions that Dr. Chernov is the one they'll have to suck up to.
Yeah.
To, I guess to make sure that they can stay, which is similar to the whole deal with Mrs. Choate, the lady Jerry steals the rye from. They had to suck up to her.
That's true. And this kind of storyline is the one we see rehashed later on when they get impeached.
Yeah, you're right.
I vote against impeachment.
Can't believe you got that old bag. So at this point, Morty comes out of the bedroom and
he looks just like Elaine now.
Just like Elaine, and he's
you hear him groan from the that bar. Who could have sleep on that thing?
I was very comfortable. He's giving us a little preview, I feel like, of the number one dad shirt. Like, he's got this really tight undershirt on.
He has no shame. The neighbor's in there, Evelyn's in there, Elaine's in there, and he's just wearing a boxer or a wife beater and boxers.
Oh, God. So Elaine is trying to grapple with the idea of 5 more days still, and Jerry's back to his old, rationalizing. Well, today's almost over. Weekdays always go by so fast, and Friday we're leaving. It's like 2 days, really. It's like a cup of coffee. It'll go by like that. Even though it's kind of treated as a joke in this episode, I do this a lot in real life.
It's a great way to make the time seem like it's going to go by faster.
Oh, absolutely. When you have just like a stretch of a few days, you have to do something you really don't want to do. It's perfect. And the last bit of stand-up.
Is Florida not hot and muggy enough for these people? They love heat. I mean, if they ever decide to land men on the sun, I think these old retired guys will be the only ones that will be able to handle it. They'll just sit there on the sun, on the redwood benches, washcloth on the head, trying to get a sweat going.
Thoughts on this stand-up, Vinny? Anything to say?
It was okay. It wasn't great. It was good. That's all I got.
Yeah. That's it, huh? Mm-hmm. Man, a few words. Someone on Facebook said recently that we could be a lot harder on the stand-up than we actually are. Mm-hmm. And I agree with that, but we're not stand-up, comedians. So it's sort of like a craft we respect.
Yeah.
I feel like because we can't do it. And this is Jerry Seinfeld we're talking about here. So
yeah. He's in some nightclub telling jokes. We're on some podcast.
That having said that, though, this stand-up didn't really do it for me. This wasn't like, I feel like some of Jerry's like A material by any means.
It feels like they're just like, throw something in there just to cap off the show.
Sure. It's like, okay, let's hike back into Florida. I do wonder if Jerry was writing material for the show at this point, or if he had so much that he was able to dip back into his reserves. Mm-hmm. So this might not have been the strongest way to end the episode, in a sense, from a stand-up point of view, but I'd rather they end it with this than somehow capping it in the Seinfeld's condo.
I see what you're saying. Losing the stand-up altogether.
Yeah, exactly. Because we've gotten a few episodes where it ends in like on a set.
Yeah, a freeze of the set.
Mm-hmm. Just a few times though. At this point, they haven't really made it a habit yet. I wonder if they feel like they had to do stand-up, though, because they didn't really have a strong enough ending in the show proper.
Yeah.
What do you say we move on to our ratings, Vinny?
Okay.
So, what do you think?
I absolutely loved this episode from start to finish, except for that stand-up there. But no, the storyline was fantastic. Seeing them delve more into Morty and Helen's relationship, Helen being this nag but yet still lovable, And it's funny. I kind of want to take note of how she is in later episodes, because there's certain things that pop up about Helen. How could anyone not like him? Or when she wants to give Elaine her urine so Elaine can pass the drug test. Like, that's Helen being really nice. Or why don't I fix you some a feta cheese omelet? I don't know. I'm
making omelets, giving you my urine.
Thank you. She's a giver. No, but I like that. I love that they brought back Uncle Leo, and he had it was a quick snippet of Uncle Leo, but I loved it. But man, Elaine and Jerry just stole the show for me. And the bits with the pen and the compasses, the scuba diving bit, Elaine in one of her most classic deliveries of the line Stella, it was all gold. And I would even dare say this could be a 10 episode if Jason and Michael weren't in there. But like we talked about earlier, there's something about them not being in there that makes the show work. But then at the same time, you wonder what if. And again, there's 2 principles missing that deserve to be there. But man, Elaine just I can't get enough of that Elaine. Sorry. So anyway, I'm sorry I'm veering off track here, but I will give this episode 9 eyeballs being sucked out of their sockets out of 10.
I just feel like you took the words right out of my mouth.
That's why it sucks going last.
Yeah. This episode is definitely a classic. It really it just sucks that we don't have Jason and Michael there, but I can't think of another situation or another like just setting that I'd rather an episode take place in without them than this, because even though we lost them this episode, I think they made up for it with not just Helen and Morty, but just this entire scenario of being in Florida and the chaos and the selfishness and the drama between these elderly residents. I just think it's so good, and it's I don't want to say it's worth not having them in an episode, because I always want all 4 characters to be in an episode proper. But like the Chinese restaurant, hey, this goes to show if you have a good enough premise to an episode, you could get away with 2 or 3 cast members. It's not the preferred method. We don't want to make a habit of it, but it's not the end of the world. But yeah, everything pretty much you said, man. I'm a man of few words for once. So I'm still holding off from giving any episode a 10. I don't know if I'll ever give an episode a 10.
I was tempted to this week. I wanted to pull the trigger, but I couldn't do it.
I was going to give this episode a 9.5, though, just to stay away from that 10 territory.
Mm-hmm.
But without Michael and Jason, I feel the exact same way. And I have to just bring it down a little bit. I feel like if Jason and Michael somehow not only got shoehorned into the episode, but got shoehorned in well, this would ultimately be a 9.5.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'll be giving this 9 bottles of scotch out of 10.
Well said.
All right, that's going to do it for us at Seincast. Vinny, let everyone know how they can get in touch with us.
Sure thing, Matt. Email us at seincast@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Seincast. And to my knowledge, Matt, do we also have a Tumblr and a something else going
Pinterest?
Right now?
Yeah, I got a Pinterest.
We're on
page.
Pinterest. Seincast on Pinterest. Yeah, follow us on that. It's fun.
Yeah, we're a little new to Tumblr and Pinterest. Not just Seincast, but the 2 of us running it. So we'll try to keep things up to date. It's most likely going to be the same stuff we're posting on Facebook and Twitter, but you never know. Sometimes the material just kind of comes from those channels, so you might see some different stuff on there.
That's why you got to follow them all.
Yeah. And if you haven't already, please leave us a rating and review on iTunes. The more feedback we get, the more likely other Seinfeld fans will find out about the show. So what episode do we have for next week, Vinny?
We're going to be discussing the 6th episode from Season 3, The Parking Garage.
That's what you think.
That's what I know.
But for now, I'm Matt.
I'm Vinny.
Signing off. Seinecast is not endorsed by Castle Rock Entertainment, Sony Pictures, or NBC, and is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. The official Seinfeld site can be found at sonypictures.com/TV/Seinfeld. Seinfeld, the Seinfeld logo, and all names, pictures, and audio of Seinfeld characters are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Castle Rock Entertainment or their respective trademark and copyright holders.
This better be good. I'm missing Golden Girls for this.
I hate her like poison.